Hello, Agidavach. I'm now going to record Daf Ayin Beis. We're up to Daf Ayin Aleph Amid Beis at the bottom line, and because the next piece of Gemara is a bit complex, I want to start with a few Hagdomes. One Hagdoma we learned in our last Daf that there's a Machlekes Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish, whether Yediyas Mechalkes or not. Somebody ate Shnei Kazayis Chaylev, Kazayis A and Kazayis B. He became aware that he sinned with Kazayas A, and then he became aware that he sinned with Kazayas B. According to Rabbi Yochanan, Yediyas Mechalkes, and he's Chayiv two Chatois. Each Yediyah is Mechayiv and Makorban. And according to Rish Lakish, Yediyas are not Mechalkes, and therefore he can bring one Chatas because he ate both Kazesim and one lapse of memory. Next, there is a Machlekes increases between Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Tarfon, and the case is as follows. We all know that if a man is Chayiv Chatas, he brings a Korban Chatas. What if a man has a suffix if he was Chayiv Korban Chatas? Then he brings an Asham Tolui. There is an opinion, Tanoim hold increases, that if a man is Chayiv to bring an Asham Vadai, he brings an Asham Vadai. If you have a suffix, if you have to bring an Asham Vadai, then even in that case you also bring an Asham Tolui. The same way that a suffix Chatas brings an Asham Tolui, a suffix Asham Vadai also brings an Asham Tolui. So now there's a machlokes between Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Tarfon. What happens if somebody has a suffix if he's chayiv and hasham me'ilos? There were two pieces of meat, one was kodesh, one was chulin. He ate one of them and the other one got lost. He doesn't know whether he ate the one that was kodesh and if he was moil or not. So Rabbi Akiva holds that he should bring a asham toli because Rabbi Akiva's shita is a suffix asham vada, a suffix asham me'ilos brings an asham toli. And that's it. And if he never finds out that he sinned, the Asham Toli is mechaper. Should he ever find out that the piece of meat that he ate was kaidish, then he'll have to bring another Asham Me'ilois and bring Keren v'chaimish for his kapora. Rabbi Tarfon has a chiddush. Rabbi Tarfon says, let him bring one Asham right now and bring his Keren v'chaimish. And he should say the following Yiratzin. If we never find out that I sinned, so this Asham shall be my Asham Toli, and the Karen V'chaimish I'm giving as a donation to Hegdish Incorporated, to Bedek Abayis. On the other hand, if I ever find out that I did sin, then let this Asham that I now bring be considered my Asham Me'ilis, and my Karen V'chaimish will be my Kapora. That's Reb Tarfon's Shita. Which means that according to Reb Tarfon, the Nakuda of Reb Tarfon is that even though a Chatas requires knowledge in order to bring a Chatas, you have to know that you sinned, but an Asham Me'ilis, an Asham Vadai doesn't need knowledge. You can bring an Asham and hedge. If I never find out, let it be an Asham Toli, and if I ever find out that I sinned, it'll be an Asham Me'ilis, it'll be an Asham Vadai. For an Asham Vadai, you don't need Yediyah. Okay? Still next, let's continue. There's a case of an Asham Shifcha Charufa. Asham Shifcha Charufa is a Shifcha Kananis, it's a Machlekes Tanoim, whether she's a totally Shifcha Kananis or she's a half Shifcha Kananis, she got Kedushin from an Eved Ivri, and somebody was mezana with her, he has to bring an Asham Shifcha Charufa. The halacha is that you bring an Asham Shifcha Charufa whether you sinned with her b'shaygig or you sinned with her b'mezid. So let me explain what Ula is about to say. Ula says, it is interesting to note that according to the above mentioned Reb Tarfon, it does not take a Yediyah in order to bring an Asham. Because he said before, if a person has a suffix, if this animal that he's bringing now is an Asham Toli, or will be an Asham Me'ilos, it's okay. And if later he finds out that he was Moil, it'll be as Asham Me'ilos. So Yediyah is not critical in order to be Chayiv an Asham. So now, says Ula, taking logic to its logical conclusion, tell me something. If somebody does an Aveir with a Shifcha Charufa B'shaygig, what is Mechayiv in the Korban? It's not the lapse of memory that's mechayiv in the korban, because you chayiv a korban for shifcha charuf even for mezid. So it's not the helam that's mechayiv for korban. What happens if he has a yediyah after he was boiled the shifcha charufa? So, I mean, he did an aveira, but it's not the yediyah that's mechayiv him, because Rabbi Yochanan had previously said that yediyah that you're chayiv a chatas is equivalent to as if you brought a chatas. And therefore Rabbi Yochanan said yediyah is mechalkas. But the idea by an Asham Vada is not that important. According to Reb Tarfon, you're chayiv an Asham Vada even without Yediyah. So Ula says if somebody is boil a Shifcha Charufa 5 times b'shaygig, and between each one, Noidala, he realizes that he sinned, he's only going to be chayiv one chatas. Why? Because what could make him chayiv multiple chatas? multiple lapses, but it's not a lapse that's mechayev you an asham by shifcha charufa because you're chayev even b'mezid. What then could it be? Could it be multiple yediyas? Every time you found out between one bil and the other that you sin, would that be mechayev you? But it's not yediyah that's mechayev you by an asham totally. So by an asham vade, because v'haraya you can bring an asham me'ilois without even without knowledge. So therefore, yain chayev alachas. So let's read that inside. It will come clear as I keep going. So Omar Ula says, Lemanda Omar, according to the one who says, who's that one? That's Reb Tarfon. That Asham Vaday Loiboy Yediyah B'tchila, you can bring an Asham Me'ilos without knowing for sure that you sinned, because you can always bring it hedging. Maybe it'll be an Asham Toli, and if I find out that I sinned, let it be an Asham Vaday. Then if somebody was boil Chomesh B'ilos B'shivcha Charufa, somebody was boil a Shivcha Charufa 5 times B'shaygig, and he had a Yediyah between each and every Be'ila, Ein Chayev Alachas. He's only going to be Chayev one Chatas. Why? Because what could be Mechayev multiple Chatos? Multiple lapses, but it's not a lapse that's Mechayev you in Asham Shivcha Charufa, V'raya Yechayev Afila B'mezid. What then could it be? Multiple Yediyahs? Every Yediyah should be Mechayev you, but for an Asham Vaday it does not require a Yediyah. So therefore, Ein Chayev Alachas. Maskif lo Rav Amnuna, Rav Amnuna asked him Akasha, El Me'ata Bol V'Chazer Bol V'Ifrish Carbon. What happens if he was Bol Shivcha Charufa twice and he was Mafresh a Carbon? V'Amar, and then he said, Hamtinu li ad she'evel. Wait, now I'm going to be boiled one more time. Can he still get coverage? He's being sarcastic. Can he still get coverage on the previous chata? So chinami den chayev alachas. Amar Leis Ula says, please. Masad lachar afrosha kamrat. You're talking about he was boiled the shivcha charufa after he was mafresh the carbon. Masad lachar afrosha loy kaminu. Once he was mafresh the carbon, that for sure is mechalik between his first 2 bilas and the subsequent one. I never said afrosha wasn't going to be mechalik. Afrosha, of course, is mechalik. But yediyas that are normally mechalik won't be mechalik here, because by asham, as opposed to a chatas, by an asham yediyah is not critical. By a chatas, you have to have a yediyah in order to be able to bring a chatas, and consequently, the moment you have a yediyah, Rabbi Yochanan held is mechayiv you a chatas. But by an asham, it doesn't take yediyah in order to be mechayiv you an asham. So therefore, yediyah between one and the other won't be mechayiv you the asham. By the way, he was dafka talking by shivcha charufa, because let's say by me'ilos, where it's only a shaygig, so then there it's the lapse of memory that's mechayiv you. If by me'ilah it's a shaygig that's mechayiv you on Hasham me'ilos, so then you'd be chayiv 5 karbonis for 5 lapses of memory. That's why I kept saying by shivcha charufa you're chayiv bein b'shaygig bein b'mezid. So you're not chayiv the chatas for the lapse of memory, v'aray you're chayiv afil b'mezid. And again, I'm repeating myself now, you're not chayiv for multiple yediyos, because the yediyah is not a cause to become chayiv in Hasham. Kyoser Rav Dimi Omar, when Rav Dimi came from Eretz Yisrael, he said, "Laman Omar Osham Vade Bo Yediyah B'Tchila." What about according to Rabbi Akiva, who held that in order to bring an Osham Vade, you have to know that you're chayiv? So then, Bol Chomish Bilas B'Shivcha Charufa, if he was boiled 5 times, chayiv al Kalachas Vachas. If he has a Yediyah between Beila 1 to 2, and between 2 and 3, and 3 and 4, and 4 and 5, and after 5, he's going to be chayiv 5. Why? Because Yediyah is Mechalkas. If we hold that it takes Yediyah to be chayiv in Asham, then a Yediyah can be mechayiv you in Asham. So then Yediyah's bein Beila will be mechayiv you multiple Hashamis. Amalei Abayas says to Rav Dimi, with all due respect, my friend, Harechatas de Beina and Yediyah B'Tchila. A chatas is your classic case that you need a Yediyah in order to be chayiv a chatas. Upligi Rabbi Yochanan v'Rish Lakish, and Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish argue whether Yediyah is a mechalkes or not. So even by chatas, where for sure Yediyah is mechayiv you a chatas, and it takes Yediyah to be chayiv a chatas, Rabbi Yochanan holds Yediyah is mechalkes, and Rish Lakish holds no. So why are you saying that if by an asham, if it takes Yediyah to be chayiv an asham, for sure Yediyah will be mechalkes? Ishtik, Rav Dimi was silent, didn't know what to answer. Amalei says, Dilma b'maser d'lachar afrosha kamret. Maybe you were talking about he was mafresh a korban between one beil and the other. If you mafresh a korban between one beil and the other, for sure it becomes 5 different chatois. Amalei said, ain't that's what I meant. For sure, hafrosha is mechalkas. So now, once we get this, the rest is simple. Kiyosu Ravin Omar, when Ravin came from Eretz Yisrael, he gave us a riddle. What's the riddle? Hakoil Maidim b'Shivcha Charufa, everyone agrees in the case of Shivcha Charufa. Hakoil Maidim b'Shivcha Charufa, and again everybody agrees b'Shivcha Charufa, and there's a machlokes b'Shivcha Charufa. Okay, explain the riddle. Hakoil Maidim b'Shivcha Charufa, then a chayiv alachas kedeula. Everybody will agree in the case of Shivcha Charufa, you're only going to be chayiv 1. Rabbi Yochanan or Rish Lakish will be Maida that you chayiv only one, Korban Asham Shivcha Charufa. What's the case? Somebody was boiled 5 times, according to Reb Tarfon, that it doesn't take a Yediyah to be chayiv an Asham Vadai. So therefore somebody was boiled 5 times and he had a Yediyah between each Be'ilah. So he's only going to be chayiv 1. Because again, Halamos is not mechayiv you, separate chatois, because you're chayiv on a Shivcha Charufa Fila B'mezid. Yediyas is not going to be mechayiv you separate chatois, because an Asham Vadai doesn't need a Yediyah. So everybody agrees it's going to be 1 chatas. 1 Asham Shivcha Charufa. Hakal Moed b'Shivcha Charufa the chayiv hakal achas v'achas. Everyone agrees he'll be chayiv 5 Ashamos, Kerav Amnuna, like Kerav Amnuna said, if you're mafresh a korban between Bila, it's going to be 5 different Ashamos. And machlokes b'Shivcha Charufa, and there'll be a machlokes, but Manda Amar, according to Rabbi Akiva, that Asham Vadei Bo Yediyah B'Tchila, you can't bring an Asham without knowledge, so knowledge can be mechayiv you and Asham, is machlokes, Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish. So now we have a machlokes. Somebody was boiled 5 times, B'Haya Lo Yediyah Bein Be'ilah LeBe'ilah, that he did something wrong. According to Rabbi Yochanan, Yediyas Mechalkais, he'll be chayiv 5 Ashamais, and according to Rish Lakish, Yediyas Eina Mechalkais, and as long as he's mafresh the korban at the end of all 5, it'll be 1 korban for all. So the Bekitzer, again, if you hold that you don't need a Yediyah to be chayiv an Asham Vadai, then Yediyah is not critical by an Asham, is boiled 5 times b'shaygig, even though he has Yediyah ben Be'ilah Eina chayiv al achas, because it's not multiple lapses that'll be mechayiv you 5, number 1, and it's not going to be multiple Yediyas that'll be mechayiv you 5, because Yediyas are not critical by an Asham Vadai. They're eina chayiv al achas. If you have a freshest korban between one Be'ilah and the other, for sure it's going to be 5 korbanos. And if you hold Yediyah, you need Yediyah by an Asham Vadai, the same way you need Yediyah by a Chatas, and he has multiple Yediyahs, so according to Rabbi Yochanan, it'll be chayiv multiple Ashamais, and according to Rish Lakish, it'll be 1 Asham. I'm going to record this even though it's a short piece, because the next Amud is a piece in its own.